Ghana that sits on it. And so we are really in a position to sell many markets. Now, why Ghana? And of course, many of you who are there already know that it's a very stable democracy, it's a stable political climate, relatively peaceful in the sub-region, and geopolitically, it's a very important place, apart from being in the middle of the world. The fact that in West Africa it is seen as a beacon of peace and stability means that we have a greater chance to move forward than others, and it will be a greater launch pad into the region for you than just looking at other sectors. We have a pretty resilient economy. Indeed, our economy has proved a wonder in the past year. From the lowest GDP growth we had in 22 years, in 2016, of 3.6%. Last year, the economy grew to 7.9%. And this year is predicted by the World Bank and the African Development Bank and other agencies to be the fastest growing economy in the world. I don't need to say this, but even faster than India, which is recognized. And I think that our demography is also very useful, especially if you are looking at true emerging markets. I mean, Ghana itself is a small population, but if you look at it in the context of West Africa, that is an estimated 370 million size population with a very interesting demography, because 60% of that population is less than 35 years. It means it's a market just waiting to grow. And if you know, West Africa probably has, as a region, is probably one of the fastest growing in the world as well, about 5%. And it's also one of the most fastest growing urban areas in the world, because it's estimated that by 2030, more than 60% of West Africans will be living in urban areas. We are also seen as the most attractive in West Africa. We have significant opportunities that potential to grow even further. As I said, the World Bank has projected that this year, Ghana will grow at an 8.3%, between 8.3% and 8.9%. It's just pure opportunity for those who want to be in the game. I will quickly jump this because I've spoken about it. Next slide. The slides will be made available for you if you want to have details on it. I won't go through, but this just shows many years of political stability. And some of the significant economic achievements that we made. And I said last year was a wonder, because from an economic growth of 3.6%, we've seen it move right up to almost 8%, and looking at an average of 6.6% in the next 5 years. But it is projected that if things work out this year as it should, then over the next 5 years, Ghana might be achieving 9% average real GDP growth. But there have been some even more amazing things. We've actually been able to reduce the deficit from 9% of GDP to 6.5% of GDP. We are on track to achieve single-digit inflation from the high 20s. We have reduced debt to GDP from 72% to 65% and looking to bring it down further. But at the same time, whilst doing a lot of fiscal consolidation to make sure the economy is on track, we've been able to achieve growth, which is normally not what most economies would show. So that's why it's a bit of a marvel that we've been able to do that. But not only have we been able to achieve growth, we've also been able to implement some of the social programs that government had indicated, like the free senior high school program, which we feel is very, very instrumental and instructive in moving our economy from one predicated on the export of raw materials and resources into manufacturing and value added. The goal is to create a stable macroeconomic environment that will make businesses thrive, create the most business-friendly economy, like I said, but also ensure that we have an entry point into the sub-region. And the government is committed to executing this plan through continuous fiscal consolidation and discipline and better care for the public purse, but also ensuring that there are reforms being led by the Ministry of Trade and Industry to ensure that we have a great business environment that is welcoming and would allow, in fact, the President keeps saying that I want businesses that operate in Ghana to make profits, to make serious profits. And as a GIPC, what we try to do is to make your entry as cost-free as possible and make sure that the Ministry of Trade and Industry make sure you make money, the government will tax you appropriately at the end. So we try to remove as much entry cost as possible so we can create the opportunity to do business. But like I did say earlier, the goal really is to Ghana to be an entry point to West Africa. The slide shows some of the opportunities in West Africa, but mainly agriculture, but now mostly transforming into added value and higher level economies, just like India has done over some years. So I just want to show you a few of the opportunities. Ghana currently is very competitive in the region. So I will just go through a few of the things that we're doing. Although the economy has been mainly predicated on the export of cocoa and gold, and recently oil, I dare say that it's getting very diversified. With services, energy, infrastructure, and agriculture playing a big role. Priority sectors last year were energy, infrastructure, agro-processing, tourism, and manufacturing. And there are clearer indications there. But I'll just go through quickly so that when you want to have detail, you can have the presentation. And I know there are some investors who are looking at housing as well. We have a big housing deficit of more than 1.7 million with an extra 40,000 added every year. So we are looking for great investment that will bring about social housing. We also are engaging in a massive infrastructure program to increase accessibility in country and out of the country. So, for example, we are looking at doing 4,007 kilometers of new railway lines. And we have had significant exchanges and interest from some Indian developers in that space. Now, this will make sure that we open up the country. Now, the reason why this is important, and if I may steal a little bit of fire from the Ministry of Trade and Industry, they are main proponents of a policy, a flagship policy called the One District, One Factory policy, which means some manufacturing or processing facility using the raw materials of that area to create employment and create jobs and create industries in the 216 districts dotted nationwide. And because of that, we need an integrated transport system that integrates rail, air, water, and road. And so we do welcome discussions to look at that opportunity as well. But all these are geared, and I have to emphasize again, as using Ghana as a real entry point into the sub-region. So I'll just go through a few of the... now this is a video, and if you click on it, you'll see that it gives you one of the... Now, why is this important? Why did I put this there? I must confess, since we got to India a day ago, all we've been doing is just eating. Everywhere you go, you are bombarded with food. But not only that, you are also bombarded with the beautiful art, the beautiful clothing. And I realize that culture is very important. And so for us in Ghana, we also have that policy, see, feel, eat, and be Ghana, which is one of our pitches that we're giving to you. And we are just as colorful as you are. And so, you know, tourism is also an opportunity for you. We have 540 kilometers of very pristine beaches looking for development and investment, and we welcome you to have a look at it. In fact, out of the 67 forts and castles that were built in Africa during the slave trade period, a good 37 are in Ghana in various stages of decay. And so also are good important investment opportunities, but you must go and see. So just like how we've come to India, we are inviting you all to also come to Ghana, to see Ghana, eat Ghana, feel Ghana. And then you will realize that the potential is real. So, just to round up, we have the right legal and regulatory framework to open up our business sector. Ghana is taking the lead in Africa on the growth rate and will grow faster than even Ethiopia and Kenya, who are the leading growth areas in the continent. We believe that we are developing the natural human capital and resource to be able to support industrial growth. The strong government support, as demonstrated by where we are today, for attracting investment and facilitating business. And we have a very committed government that is clear that the new growth in Ghana, the new Ghana, must be private sector led. So this is really for all of you and for all of us to work together. I think that we have many cultural commonalities. Indians have been in Ghana for more than 100 years doing business, but one of the first insurance companies in Ghana, Great India Insurance, was an Indian company. And so we do have third, fourth, fifth generation Ghanaians who are Indian blood. So it's not new to you. And so we invite you to all come and see Ghana, feel Ghana, eat Ghana, and Ghana might be your next move. So with that, I'll just come to a close and we'll be ready to answer any other questions.